Hello there. I know it's been a while. It's been several months. Um, but, well, I'm back now, and I'd like to show you what I was able to build in this time. So, of course, the world's crazy. I hope everyone's taking care of themselves. I hope that you've been doing housing as a part of your self care. Um, it slows you down, engages your thinking, and it makes you focus on something that's right in front of you. And it could be really soothing to do. Most you longtime builders are quite aware of this, but it is just something to slow us down, take some breaths, and calm. And so I love that we have this cozy aspect of World of Warcraft now that we get to dive into whenever we need that break. Okay, so what you see right now, probably going to be demolished. We heard just yesterday that more racial styles are coming. And not gonna lie, kind of felt a little targeted by Blizz here. The quote is, so players won't be forced to build their own Goblin workshop out of spare decor purchased from Undermine. Yep, that's me. I don't have a workshop, but I do have a Goblin house. And I'm going to show you all of what I was able to cobble together and create using what limited Goblin decor that we actually have right now. So I kind of wanted to capture this for posterity, update you on what I've been doing in housing, and well, just know that most of this is probably going to get torn down and rebuilt whenever they give us access to all those new stuff. I can't wait for beams and walls and floors and more decor. I cannot wait. And they said that we're not going to have to. They said it's not going to be a painfully slow rollout. So, really hoping, fingers crossed. You can see I went with plot 9. If you've seen some of my last videos, I did stop at this one and I had it on my short list and I ended up being the one that I claimed. I am on a charter right now, but it is mostly guildies for an RP group, and I was able to get this one. I love the tropical vibes. You can see that I really leaned into that. Each one of those heavy decor sync palm trees. Yeah. I wanted to build it out and make it seem like it is a part of the the neighborhood and not stick out like a sore thumb. So here we go. Lots and lots of these canopies. They were one of my favorite pieces of Goblin decor. They're a little hard to use, not gonna lie, because on the backs of them there is a bar in the back, so it's not open front to back. I wish they kind of didn't have that, but I was able to put roofs over what looks to be little balconies. So I leaned into that and put a ton of them on here. And because those are orange, I went with the orange roof. Made a little bit of cobble in the center there. You'll recognize that mechanome item up there. Once I'm able to color that, I will be able to make that look more goblin. But as is right now, it's not too bad. Kind of like it. It's not really screaming casino, is it? Oh, it will. I know its final version is going to look like a casino, like it belongs in Undermine. It doesn't quite right now, but I'm not mad at it. Off to the side here, I was able to make a little bar. Not yet populated, but it's there, waiting to put extra stuff inside of it, like tiki drinks. Hint, hint. Come on. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I made this area over here into her own little swimming hole. I placed these very early in the process, and I'm kind of afraid to move them now because I don't know if I'll be able to put them back this close. So these are just going to stay here forever. I don't ever want to move these for fear of not being able to put them back. I do love that they gave us these little clusters of vegetation. They did not help my decor limit very much, but I do love that they gave that to us. And I chose the option that had these spokes coming out of the center, but I didn't really know what to do with them. So I kind of closed them off. I was going to make additional balconies and such, but hit the decor cap pretty quickly. So this is what I was able to do with the outside. Now, here's what you're here for. What the heck did I do with the inside? Well, I had to make a casino. Here we go. When you walk in, we have a grand entrance, high ceilings, lights everywhere, and this cobbled fountain. I had so much fun making this. Electricity, oil, water. Yeah, nothing's going to go wrong here, right? This is perfectly safe, right? This was so fun for me to build. I really love this. Notice I lined the bottom with the sides of trunks, trying to get those wires to pop out because I like the color of them. Such a unique little detail that I wanted to use them somehow. And of course, all the moving mechanical parts. Able to cobble this together with Goblin and Mechanome items, along with a fountain. I really liked putting this kind of um, this stuff in the way of the flowing water. It made the fountain itself look like it's a different item. So did that. And here's the door. Now you'll know that the doors that we have access to, we do not have a goblin one, and there really wasn't one that was going to fit this space. So I had to make one. If you're familiar with all the decor pieces, you might be able to pick out exactly what I used. A vial for a handle there, tables, the pillars on the sides, shelves used in various ways, and the window from Borales. Yeah. Of course, the item is greater than the sum of its parts. I hope it's reading Goblin. I think it is, but I'm pretty proud of that. I like that one. You'll notice that I put a bunch of stuff on the walls. Yeah, I had fun with wallpaper. I would not be happier if if I could get some of the goblin wallpaper that we've got out in the real world, the WoW world. I would be the penguins, the pineapples. It would totally be about that. But I did clad the walls, and it was kind of difficult. Not gonna lie, but I think that all of it together came out really well. It's a vibe in here, right? It is maximalist. It is a bit girly, and it is absolutely goblin. So I had a lot of fun with this. I wanted the entry to be a wow moment, and even put those chairs up there backwards. The lights, as they blink and reflect off the wall, they look kind of cool whenever I've got the nighttime lighting in here. Lots of mood lighting, but I also like that they were hearts because we're in a casino, right? Cards. We got clubs, spades, hearts, diamonds. I thought it was a cute little nod. And let's see. This is what the entrance looks like. And these are the side rooms. So IRP, and I wanted to make a small room where I could be the dealer. The range for posting is actually pretty small compared to other games. So I wanted to make sure that we were all kind of in the same space and everybody has seats. And regardless of what you're doing, we should all be able to see each other's posts. So this is why I made this room here, and I mirrored it across the way with a different center game. So let's start with some of the cobbles. I wanted slot machines. I I just needed to make these. We got the little levers that work off of the Mechanome Endeavor. Big fan of that. I think those are so cute. And I tried to add motion wherever I could to make this whole area seem alive. So it does kind of look like the chest, the apple, and the bananas are popping up on this one. And across the way, somebody hit it and got 3 rockets. And well, that just broke the dang thing. So here we are. We got a broken one. I thought that was really fun. Anytime you can tell a little story with your build, do it. I mean, I was going to copy and paste a bunch of these. I might as well have one that's broken. I had a little fun with that. So this side has a roulette wheel. Now, I don't have the poker table or the roulette from the Undermine, but I was able to make one myself. It came out kind of okay. And I did use colored pillows for chips. It was one of the first things I was like, yeah, we need chips on the table because we don't have chips in game just yet. And I'm actually pretty proud of this light. I had fun making this chandelier. Now it adds motion with that spinning light and it creates shadows. It makes it seem just like it's alive. I love it. You'll be able to pick apart the Starwind chandelier and the different parts of different pieces that I stuck inside to make this unique chandelier. I am so happy with how much color is in here. It's so vibrant, yet it's a little moody with all the lights, a little bit dark. I don't know. It's a very cozy in here. I'm a huge fan of it. Every time I come into my own build, I smile. It's just so fun. All right, the other side is pretty much the same thing, except I made a blackjack table. So I will be on top of the crate, acting as dealer NPC, everybody else sitting around, and people who are not directly involved in the game, well, they can take a seat on here or turn around. But there's plenty of room for lots of people to be gawking and replying to what's going on in the RP, even if they're not directly in on the game. And upstairs, a little bit wonky staircase, but that's okay. The nice view from the top. They made just a little area, kind of a little bar area where you can get some food and maybe sit down and relax, maybe use one of the hookahs. This is just a little place where you can have a break from all of the craziness going on in the casino. It's a small space again, you'll notice, so people who are RPing will be able to see everybody else's posts and interact more organically because they're closer to each other. And I brought the ceiling down yet again. Big fan of bringing the ceiling down. I've also used these tents from Borealis quite a few times. Anytime that you walk into one of these smaller spaces, your camera will come down and it's instantly more cozy. Hey, so that is the casino. I do want to let you know that I did something a little weird. I sequestered myself. This is not something that most people do, but as far as my creative process goes, I wanted to not be influenced by anybody else. I wanted to dive into this, see what comes from my head, what my heart tells me it wants to do, and I know that everything that I've put down here is completely original. Now we all have the same parts, so we're all going to come up with similar things. It's bound to happen. I know this, but this is just part of my creative process. I wanted it to be pure and from me. So I'm going to jump back into being social. I did join a couple of housing things on Discord, pulled them all to the bottom of my Discord so I wasn't getting pinged, and barely looked at any of them. I did have some people try to pull me to their houses so I could see their work, and I couldn't say no, that'd be rude. But I definitely tried my best to not be influenced by anybody else. So this is really fun. I love these grates on some of the gnome decor, and I was able to create an area where you might get chips or cash in, and I thought that was really fun. So go back into the office. You have direct access to the safe. I would love to make like a couple of things with like lasers and extra security here. We'll see what we can do later. And when you go into the next room, back into the office, I made another door on the other side to make it look like this round vault door could open. Maybe they'll give us one later, but I liked that effect. So it really does look like you are experiencing like, oh, I walked into the back room and I could see what's in the vault. So it's kind of empty right now. I did use that one pile of decor over there that has some gold coins in it, but I'm really waiting on treasure piles. We need that kind of dragon's hoard. We need gold piles so I can put them in my safe. Then my character can get her Scrooge McDuck on. And, we've got scales, a couple of them. I know a lot of you who would like to have some gold piles. So hopefully we get those. Her office is a little bit blue toned, as you'll see. It's a little bit darker. Wanted it to be a little bit seedier. Not that anything wrong is happening in her casino, mind you. Not at all. Everything's on the up and up. But I wanted to get that vibe a little bit. And I also made this wallpaper in here. It's unique from the rest of the casino. So it's a transitional space. I originally thought I'd put like a cot in here and make this like her business. She sleeps in here. She eats, sleeps, and breathes her business. But then I started putting down more in the floor plan. And yeah, you know how it goes. You know how the TARDIS works. It's always going to be bigger on the inside. So she ended up with an actual house. It's a little bit jarring. It doesn't quite fit the theme of the casino. But yeah, she lives back here. It's fine. It'll be fine. I did have fun with this. So there's a little entry area here. And I did carry out some of the wallpapers and the floors from the casino back here. But what I did do is apply this kind of building philosophy into our home space. So you'll notice that I have to reuse a lot of things because it's all we have, but it's the combination of them that matters. So, what was I to do for a fireplace? We don't have a goblin fireplace. So, I had to cobble one together. And I was a little bit, I was so set on not using the item decor, the trash fire barrel. I was like, how the heck am I going to use this? I couldn't even like shrink it down enough to like put it on tables where it would look like a restaurant candle or something. No, none of it was working. It just wasn't good. So I plopped it right in the fireplace, and I get a kick out of it when I see that. But I think I did pretty good. So we have the fence posts again, some more grates, shelf, and crates going up the wall, and then some sconces. I'm pretty happy with how that goblin fireplace turned out. You notice on the other side of this, we've got a daytime room. I'm building out there to try to make it look like Razorwind. So far, the only red rocks we have are from that one fountain, so I did bury a bunch of those. And whenever we get more red rocks, I'm going to go back and have more fun with that outdoor space. As I was building it, instead of having these stationary bookshelves, I put the bookshelf that moved. And and I was a goblin, so I could just walk right underneath this and go out there and build and come back. It was fun to have that there for a while. And okay, I hate bathrooms, but I ended up making one, and I actually don't really hate it. So here you go. This is what I was able to come up with. I wanted a different floor and I wanted tiles and I didn't know what to do. But I did find this rug and I was able to tile it together to make it look like a very colorful girly floor. And I'm in love with it. The pattern matching part of my brain was so happy to tweak this. It's just the little things. And even all these out here. And it's the smallest little thing, but it was a fun little project to do. So people ask me why I decided on Goblin because I had never role played in WoW before. I've only role played in other games, and this is the reason why I chose the Goblin. This piece, no other piece, just this one. I wanted to use the shower. I wanted it to fit in a house. I know it's silly, but hey, we make other decisions based off of stupider reasons, right? I love this shower. I'm just so sorry nobody else has such a cool shower. All right. This is a completely cobbled together piece. You notice the normal sink, which I recolored into wild colors, teals and greens and reds. And I don't know if you know this, but when you recolor it, it gets rid of the water. I hope they fix that. But I sunk it into the desk and made sure that the coloring of it was consistent with the shower and created these unique sconces by flipping some upside down and then putting the lights on top of these. So I wanted to make a unique light. You'll notice I've done that a few times here. And this over here, oh gosh, this is a joke. So I thought it would be hilarious for a goblin bathroom to have a malfunctioning bidet. It's hilarious. I want like if I find a piece of decor that like spurts water, it's going to get sunk into here. But as it is, we've got this crazy fountain kind of going and sparks coming off of it and the back piece that actually moves. So every now and again, it'll start humming and twitching and making noises like it's malfunctioning. I love it. I think it's great. I can't recolor any of these pieces to make them as bright to match the rest of the bathroom, but I do hope to at some point. Oh, I was stalling talking about this. I was hoping it'd go off for you. Well, if you're familiar with that piece and you ever put it down, you'll see how it moves funny. And I did add some extra pieces on the outside of it. trying to make it look like more things functioning going on than actually have to. And we got some quilted toilet paper. All right. So on the side here, we just have a little dining room, just a transitional space between the main open area and into the kitchen. And I had a lot of fun with this. So we have a whole new floor pattern. I did different tiles here as well. I like the terracotta color, so I was fine. I didn't have to recolor that at all. And I thought it was a pretty nice transition to the stone to the outside where we have the greenhouse right there, right when you open the door. So this kitchen was a lot of fun because I challenged myself to only use goblin pieces. All of her chairs and tables and such are a bit high for Goblin, but I wanted to make my house accessible for tallers. They People who are tall need to come in here and be able to function as well. So it's just slightly a little big for her, but that's okay. We give her a stool when she needs to do stuff. She just pulls stools around, all right? Getting water in that was actually pretty hard, but I managed it. And I wanted to use as many of the little parts of items as I could. So this little soap and scrubber there, I don't mind that it's on a little piece of wood balancing there. I think it works. And you'll notice these items, they're typically on a wooden kind of bench configuration, but I was buried it within the goblin stuff. So I could still use all these little unique pieces that are not available to me separate, but I still have them. I can still use them because I clad them in goblin things. So yes, had tons of fun with this. Big kitchen island, little coffee station moment, have a fridge. I'm hoping for some frosty effects at some point I can bury in there. And then I made a stove with a hood. This was fun. And a unique backsplash, which you'll recognize as part of the goblin bed, which I couldn't really find very many good uses for, to be honest. I hope they'll let us recolor that at some point. So whenever I made this, we've got 2 stove doors, some knobs, and what looks to be electric burners. I had fun making those. That was kind of like the fireplace and like the bathroom. These cobbled together big items were a lot of fun for me to work out. They're like a puzzle. And when you figure it out, you have a lot of feeling of accomplishment. It's my favorite part about building, figuring things out. So we've got this little tiny kind of greenhouse room on the side. I imagined maybe if I put a table and chairs down there, she might have breakfast in there or something. I love sun rooms on houses. And then we have the greenhouse right off of here. I am going to fill this all out and build on the outside and make it look like Razorwind, just like the other room. But it's going to be far more intricate whenever I get the pieces to actually do so. Oh, I forgot about this lighting fixture as well, about the ceiling fan and how that's cobbled together. That was a lot of fun. And the last room, I'm a little embarrassed. It's not that great. I'm going to do something different with it at some point. I do kind of like how the lights on the ceiling turned out, but yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the goblin bed. The Zandalari bed is fantastic, but does it fit the house? Probably not. It's just playing around. It's okay for now. And then I have that item in here where I can change the lighting if I choose. So yeah, that's what I was able to come up with in this time since you've seen me last. And by the time I post again, maybe it'll be torn down and I've done something entirely different. Who knows? Such is the ways with ephemeral art. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I can't wait to get caught up on what everybody else has been doing this whole time, as I am breaking my sequester now. All right, bye.